Welcome to Yogea Masterclass, Challenge and Grow. I'd like to share with you my home practice, which I've been doing for many years, as a demo sequence, which is only for advanced practitioners. If you don't have at least 5 years of daily yoga practice, please do not attempt this flow. Make sure to take at least 5 rounds of Sun Salutes to warm up prior to starting the sequence. I usually start on the floor in Shavasana after I'm really warm, as I bend my right knee into the chest and hug it firmly. I rock up, flexing the other foot to open up the space in the back, and then move directly into a Hanumanasana forward bend, reclining forward bend. As I extend the leg again up, and make sure I press through the opposite hip. I open once again. I then move into a reclining bound twist. Jatara Baddha Parivartanasana. Coming and threading the arms into ankle to knee to stretch the hips further. I swing the left leg up over the head as I move my chin into the shin, and then release into reclining Vrikshasana, reaching through the foot and the fingertips. I gently roll myself up into Sarvangasana in Vrikshasana, and as I drop my left foot down into the floor, I roll through the head, pressing the left knee and then the right. My right foot is still folded. I take a couple of side bends, open the heart, open the throat, and prepare for a peacock here, shifting the weight forward and shooting the left leg back. I release down, bringing the crown of the head into the floor for tripod Shirshasana in Vrikshasana, headstand into tree. From here, I hook my legs into Padmasana Lotus, still holding in Shirshasana. Then I release my knees into my upper arms, and again, pressing the hands firmly into the floor, I open up into Lotus. Releasing the left foot into the floor, I press away from the floor, walk my hands into the foot, and bend over the leg as I keep my balance here. I bind oppositionally with the arm and reach my left arm up into my back. Then I extend my leg forward and come into a standing split. Lengthening both sides, I hug the right thigh and go deeper into the extended standing split. I then move into Bird of Paradise, still retaining my balance, focusing for a moment here, and then moving into Natarajasana Dancer's pose with the foot clasped into the elbow crease, hinging at the hip crease. I regroup into ankle to knee, a variation of Garudasana. I walk the hands forward, turn sideways, and take the outside edge of the right foot with the left hand. Lowering the pelvis down, I thread my arms into ankle to knee and extend the left leg up. into a deep forward bend and hip opener. I keep on moving through a seated lotus, Padmasana here, lifting gently and accommodating my arms for a full meridian crossing, reaching over to the opposite tops of the feet. I hold here for a moment, and I transition into Peacock while in Padmasana. Lifting up and finding the balance, I drop down onto the knees, sit and lift into Lolasana, rocking. I then extend the left leg and reach my right leg up into a seated forward bend. I accommodate my right shoulder into the right knee crease and twist here. Opening through the heart. In a variation of Viswamitra Stand, I then lift the pelvis off the floor, hook both ankles, and move into a gentle balance. Once warm, the hips are ready for a deep hip opening. Supta Yoga Nidrasana. I then move all the way to the floor, keeping the hip open as I bind behind my back and open into a full Hanumanasana. I then transition into a lizard, reposition my hands, and open into an elbow balance. I rotate my foot, grab the opposite foot, and open into Viswamitra. I bring the knee down, reach for the back foot, slide the top of the foot into the elbow crease, and bind behind my head into a low lunge Anjayanasana. I then take a Parivrtta Parsva Konasana, twisted right angle, and I bind from below my thighs, reaching the foot forward. I continue with the bind to extend the leg as I press through the standing leg and reach down as the leg unfolds. I drop the foot back down, keep the other knee bent to keep the balance, step my left leg back, and twist a little deeper. I then release into Hanumanasana, twisting here, flexing the front foot and curling the back foot under. I fold my back knee, slide the top of the foot into the elbow crease again, and bind. I press the heel into the hip flexor, yogic toe lock, the front big toe, and gaze back. Releasing the sit bone back into the floor, flexing the right foot, I reach the arms up and take an oppositional twist into Janu Shirsasana. I come back, lifting my leg up while my left knee is folded, and twist around to assume Bharadvaja Sana with a bind, opening through the sternum here. I readjust as I hug my foot into my upper arm and bind through and behind my back to release deeper into the flexed foot, opening the hips. I stretch the left leg and go a little deeper into the bind. As I stretch my back again, I keep the right leg bind and extend the left leg for a moment just to test the balance. And then I yogic toe lock the right big toe and reach for the left big toe as I open into full Kronchasana, a variation of archer. I press my right foot into the floor only to lift into Vasishtasana in Hanumanasana, side plank, split. I then release down, stack knee over knee, reach my hands into my sole, and fold over the legs to stretch the hamstrings. As I turn and revolve around my ankle, I lift and swing my left leg into down doggy split. As I come back to balance, I yogic toe lock the big left toe with the pointer and the middle finger. Lift the leg higher and open it to the side. In Utthita Supta Padangustasana, I wrap directly in Garudasana, eagle pose, with the leg and the arm bind and lower down as I keep on lengthening my back. I open the shoulders and sit into my right knee, and then transition into Ekapada Rajakapotasana, King Pigeon. I hug the right top of the foot into the elbow crease and bind behind my head. And then bring the heel to the hip flexors. As I press the left foot into the right, I retransition back on my right foot and my left knee, and I take a bind. Opening through the spine. I grab my right heel, bend the right elbow, and come into bull seat. Gomukhasana with a bind, folding over the legs, stretching the hips and opening the shoulders simultaneously. I reach back again and take the reverse Gomukhasana arm bind. I roll down to take supine reclining Gomukhasana, crossing my legs, and then I swing my legs over the head, planting the left foot and reaching the right leg into the diagonal as I split into Hanumanasana. I release the left knee into the floor, keep my right leg up, and bind, opening into this variation of Hanumanasana. As I transition forward, I lift my left leg up and come into grasshopper, releasing through Chaturanga, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and into dolphin. I here kick my legs up, find the balance, come back, test, and then I drop down back into my spine as I prepare to do the whole sequence to the left. Keeping the fast pace, bringing the left knee into the chest, rocking here, keeping my elbows straight and flexing through the opposite foot, and then releasing back down. I grab the left heel and stretch into Utthita Supta Padangustasana, opening in full split, making sure I'm anchoring through the opposite thigh bone. And one more time, opening here, flexing the opposite foot, and moving into Jatara Baddha Parivartanasana, bound, reclining spinal twist. As I thread my arms into ankle to knee, I stretch the hips a little deeper, and I swing my leg up into my ear as I lift the head. As I release the foot and the leg down, I hold into reclining tree, Supta Vrikshasana. And I find myself in Sarvangasana in Rikshasana, holding my spine and releasing both knees into the floor. As I press this time through the right knee, I roll through, then reground the left knee and reach over to the sides. Interlacing the fingers, I open my heart here. And as I exhale, I prepare for peacock, shooting the weight forward, extending the right leg back and up. I reground again, press the crown of my head into a tripod headstand Shirshasana, and extend the leg up. From here, I find the balance to go into Padmasana. While being in headstand, I lower the knees down, press even firmer, and then retry to lift the legs back up. And then I gently bring my right foot into the floor, lift my crown off the floor, and walk the hands to the right shin. Forward bending deeply here, and finding my way up to stand. I bind oppositionally with the arm and bring the right arm back into my cervical spine. I bend the left knee to prepare for standing split. And I weave and thread my left arm through the inside of the thigh to bind for bird of paradise. I keep the balance and I move into the twist, pointing the left foot and then keeping the balance. I hook the left top of the foot into the elbow crease and reach the right arm up to bind with the left. I release into ankle to knee, standing variation. As I bring the hands into Namaste and I walk my hands forward, stretching here, tipping to the side, reaching for the left outside edge of the foot with my right hand, and then preparing directly for thread the needle or ankle to knee. I extend the right leg, flex the foot, and find the balance here. I readjust my left foot into the right groin, and I go for Padmasana Lotus. As I ground through my sit bones, I reach for the opposite tops of the feet into full meridian crossing, and I try to soften my ribs. I move again into a peacock arm balance while in Padmasana. I release the knees down, use my core, lift into Lalasana, and drop back down. I undo my legs, extend the left leg back up, into standing, sitting, split, and I swing the leg to the side as I keep on pushing the inner thigh with my arm. I reground the sit bone and twist here, opening the hip deeply. I hook both ankles together. I lift my sit bones and balance for a moment. I then prepare for Supta Yoga Nidrasana, half of a tortoise, releasing down as my leg is behind my neck. I move down into the floor, keeping the bind and the arm where it is as I extend into full bound Hanumanasana. I transition through a lizard and prepare for an arm balance, extending the legs for a moment, pressing the right foot into the floor, hugging the left upper arm with my left knee and extending into Viswamitra Stand. I drop the left foot back down into the floor. Open the psoas through a low lunge and hook the right top of the foot into my right elbow crease to bind behind my head. I cartwheel my arms forward and take a twist here into Bada Parivrita Parsva Konasana. Bound, twisted right angle. I step my right foot forward, keep my left knee bent, and press through the standing leg. As I keep the bind and begin to extend the leg, I breathe deeply here. I then release the left foot back down into the floor. Slide the right leg back into the lunge and twist a little deeper. I release the hands into the floor and take full Hanumanasana, the pose dedicated to Lord Hanuman, the monkey god. I bend the back knee, slip the top of the foot into the elbow crease, and bind from behind the head. As I bring the heel into the hip flexor, I yogic toe lock the left big toe with the pointer and the middle finger. And transition for a variation of Janu Shirshasana, rooting through both sit bones evenly. I then lift my left leg up as my right knee is bound and extend all the way up. From here, I transition into Bharadvaja Sana, a pose dedicated to the sage Bharadvaja. I open the sternum here, lift the left shin up, press it into the upper arm and bind from behind the spine and around the thigh. From here, I extend the right leg and go deeper into the bind and the hip opener. I come back to sit, still maintaining the bind. I try to extend the right leg and find the balance shortly here. I extend the leg forward, yogic toe lock the left, and then yogic toe lock the right. As I open the heart into a variation of archer, Kronchasana. I press the left foot into the floor, find my balance into side plank, and extend my leg up into Hanumanasana in Vasishtasana. I release the pelvis down, stack knee over knee, and fold over the legs. As I revolve around the foot and press through the left foot, I release into down doggy split. I swing the right leg through, keeping the balance as I take Utthita Supta Padangustasana, opening to the side and bending the knee so I can wrap the leg around for Garudasana, adding the arm bind there. And sitting deeper into the squat. As I extend the right leg, I go deeper and open the shoulders. Releasing forward and sliding through the shin, opening into King Pigeon, Ekapada Rajakapotasana. As I hold the back top of the foot into the elbow crease, I bind behind my head. I press the heel into the side of the hip, and then I bring the other foot to meet with the toes of the folded knee. I press the left foot back down and bind around the left knee, thigh, gazing over the left shoulder. I then extend my leg to the side as my other foot is folded into the groin, and I swing the legs into Gomukhasana, bull seat. This time I take reverse Namaste variation to open the shoulders, pressing the hands into the mid-back and opening through the scapula. I roll onto my spine, take supine Gomukhasana here, and then I swing my legs over the head, this time pressing the right foot into the floor, grounding through both hands and extending my left leg into Hanumanasana. I then roll over and extend, opening fully here. I transition as I lift my right leg up into grasshopper and release back down. I inhale and open my chest into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and I come into Adho Mukha Svanasana. I lower my elbows down, hop my feet to the side, and from here I take Shirshasana variations, opening into Hanumanasana and back bending a little bit. And then I come through the center, find the balance, and I open the other way. Shirshasana into Hanumanasana. I lower the legs down, interlace my fingers and balance on the metatarsals and the crown of the head. I then release into a wide Prasarita Padottanasana. I sneak my head through, open the shoulders, and I'm ready to move directly into Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. I breathe here and lower my legs into Halasana, plow, gently bending the knees and opening through the cervical spine. I roll down one vertebra at a time as I rock up to sit, threading my arms through the right hip, transferring the weight to the right forearm and extending the left leg to the side and then forward into a deep twist. I keep the bind as I transfer the weight into the left, and I extend the right into a variation of bird of paradise. I twist forward. I keep the bind. I open the hip and the hamstring deeper, and then transition to the other side, binding from behind into a variation of Padmasana, sending the leg to the side and forward, twisting here and side bending, and then pressing through the right foot and extending the left leg as I keep on twisting and drawing the shoulders down. The shoulders are even here. I come back to the center, keep the height of the leg, gaze over the shoulder, and lower down. A yogic toe lock, both big toes with the pointer and the middle fingers. And I come into a variation of Opa Vista Konasana. I hold my arms over the head and hold the legs with my abdomen, and I bring the left and then the right shins into the chest as I thread my arms through into double namaste, feet and hands touching at the heart. I interlace my fingers and I stretch into Navasana, boat pose. I slowly release down to take happy baby, lowering the tailbone down, and I'm ready for Yoga Nidrasana. Full tortoise, bringing the hands at the heart and amplifying the stretch in the hip flexors. I release from Yoga Nidrasana. I press myself up and I prepare for Tittibhasana, bending the elbows a little bit and testing the different variations of this arm balance and hamstring stretch. I bend the knees. I plant the feet. I stretch my legs into central Hanumanasana, pressing the fingertips into my chin and opening the throat center, Vishuddha chakra here. I come back and fold over the legs into Paschimottanasana. I breathe deeply here, cooling the temperature down, lifting up one more time and engaging the abdominals. I lower down one vertebra at a time for a brief Shavasana. And this is how my practice looks. It changes every day depending on the body's needs, always reminding me that the poses are not goals and that the journey is more important than any result, allowing me to tap into the authenticity of my spirit and awaken the full potential. I've always felt energized and resurrected after every practice. I encourage you to do the same with compassion, devotions, and a lot of patience, connecting to your divine I am and rejoicing through every breath and every move. I usually stretch my arms at the end and roll up to sit, to savor the benefits of the practice, and as always, to give gratitude to myself and the divine. Namaste.